Hi, what's up? Simon HC here. Welcome to our next section. Right now we'll take care of the EV hedge creation with some basic modeling techniques and advanced painter script. But also we'll try to create sort of a bushes with the EV generator. That's right. We'll try to create bushes. Like those presented right here, and what we will need to do is to tweak some settings in the EV generator, and you can really do a lot of things with that tool. Also, some of you guys have asked me how to create those small stones, sort of a debris here in the area of the pavement. So I will tell you also about that in a few seconds. That's pretty straightforward. So let's jump in the 3ds Max, and first thing we need to do is to check the customize unit setup. So we have the metric unit setup. I like to work with meters, so I will stay with this selection. And we have the custom plans we have created here in our studio for some tutorial, and also this particular type have been implemented in the scene presented before, so the student houses in France. And what we need to pay attention to in the beginning is the pivot point of the elements, because we'll use advanced painter script, which will need this information to spread the elements on surface. So right now I want to have the pivot point right on the bottom of the stalk, and this is looking pretty good. We need to fix the pivot on this object, so I will go to the bottom view. You can press B on your keyboard, and we'll just move it to the stalk. And now a little bit up, and that's pretty good. Okay, the Z-axis should follow the stalk, then we should get a good result. We'll find out in a few seconds. Okay, here's the next one. Okay, good. I have isolated the object pressing Alt Q on the keyboard. Okay, we have one more. Okay, looking good. And in the scene you will also find a piece of a branch and a small leaf, so you can spread it, the elements, the same way I did in the presented scene, just right here. Okay, now let's go ahead to the advanced painter script, so we know how to enable this feature. And to do that you will need the script, put it in your any directory you would like to. I prefer to have the Max scripts in the Max script folder in the Max root. So I will hit Max script, run script, and we can see that we have here the advanced painter script, so we can hit it run. Now it's going to not run because I already have installed the script. And to run the script you should also have run the 3ds Max with your admin's permissions. So I already have assigned the Max script, the advanced painter script, to Control P shortcut on my keyboard. So right now I just need to press Control P, and the advanced painter window will pop up. That's good. But first let's take care of the good one EV generator. So what I'm gonna do, I will create first surface, so we can spread the EV. So that's the plane object. So I will increase the size maybe 5 to 5, that's good. Okay, now let's jump to the EV generator from the create panel, and let's hit Eevee. We have here some default settings, and let's place the Eevee. We'll go through the settings in a few seconds, and just hit Grow Eevee. And now we see the animation, how the Eevee is growing. We can stop it for now. We see the branches, the leaves, all the nice stuff, but still it's not looking like a bush. So we need to, and I do not mean the president, so just to be clear. And so to fix that, we can do a couple of things, and we'll start maybe with the up vector, and with the grow size maybe just a little bit. So I'm going to change it to 1, so it's going to be much more aggressive to go up. And what I'm also going to do is to maybe lower a bit the gravity. And let's check out how this will affect my Eevee. So I'll create a new Eevee. And yeah, let's hit Grow Eevee. And as you can see, the Eevee is not crawling anymore on the ground, it's going straight up. And yeah, now it's looking much better. What we can do at this moment, we can go to the branch size, for example, and make it a bit thinner, and we can also change the size of the leaves. So let's find the leaf size, that's right here. I bet we can increase the intensity and the chaos. That's good, but still it's a pretty small bush, so I try to create something different now. Okay, so let's check the settings, and I will tweak maybe the maximum length to, let's say, 4 meters, and I will also increase the branching just a little bit. So let's check this setting. Yeah, now it's going much faster in the sky direction. Okay, I think that's maybe an interesting setup if you want to create some sort of a cables now here, and you know, the Eevee will not touch any wall, still it can climb up. What we can also do is to increase the gravity. So let's set the gravity to maybe 3 times stronger, and now the Eevee should go up, then it should be pulled down and bounce back up from the ground. So gravity, okay, let's check it. Yeah, that's what we have predict. And you know, this could simulate a lot of things. For example, a small bush. Even with those sort of branches, you can disable the leaves, and you can try to simulate some underwater plants. So that's pretty cool. And as you can see, we have here a lot of possibilities with the GoodWord plugin. So it's always good to explore the options and find new ways how you can implement this tool, which is pretty old, still very good, and I find it very handy. So we can play around the shaders, and in the end we can come up with a really good looking and realistic bush. Okay, so that's not the point of this tutorial, so let's go ahead to the Advanced Painter script. So we'll create here a plane object and maybe a sort of a wall object. Let's make it bigger. That's good. Now what I need is a camera, so I choose a V-Ray physical camera. Not bad. Choose the camera settings and we'll change the focal length to maybe 35mm and the f number to 2.8. And what we can also do now, we'll change the white balance to almost white. That's good. Now let's create some shaders. So I have here my leaf shaders you can check out. Now let's create a V-Ray material. And I have here some bitmaps I like to use. So we have wood chips for the ground. Let's apply a UVW. Maybe 1 and 1 or 2 and 2. That's pretty good. And we'll also add a V-Ray displacement modifier for the ground, so let's speed up a bit with the creation process. And for the wall we'll create once again a V-Ray material and we'll add a concrete texture. And we need also a bump texture for this shader, so let's go ahead and add the bump channel, and some reflections would be also cool. Okay, and I will copy the same layer, the same channel right here, and we'll lower a bit the reflection strength and also reflection glossiness. Oops, sorry. Let's highlight a bit the concrete. Looking good. So let's apply the concrete. Maybe we can display the texture, and let's apply UVW as a box and maybe 1 on 1 and 1. That's definitely too small. That's a square ratio, so maybe 10, 10, 10. Yeah, pretty good. Let's move a bit gizmo here. Yeah. Looking good. Definitely. Okay, what I'm going to do now is also I will add some distortion to the ground, so I will isolate the object. I will copy the modifiers here first, and then I will try to convert this plane into a table poly. And I will highlight all the polygons, press Ctrl M, so I will add the mesh smooth just a few times. And I will go to the soft selection maybe this time. So we have here, use the soft selection, and I will try to maybe expand the fallow field for this, and make it a bit more random looking. Or we can also add, for example, a displace modifier, and let's find some good texture for the displace. So I create a V-Ray material, and let's check the smoke texture. We have here, we can also use the noise, and where's the smoke? There's the smoke. Smoky. Yep. use the smoke from the bitmap. Oh, can I do that? Why not? Oops. Instance. Pretty good. So maybe I will lower a bit the strength. 2. Yeah. The ground is looking pretty nice now. And we can finally choose the plants we want to spread. Maybe, you know what, I will just scale down all the plants. Just a little bit. And now I will press Ctrl P, choose the randomizer and add selected. And right now I will choose the align up direction, so it's the N, the normal, and align to stroke. Okay, we can choose the ground element, and I should also paste the UVW and the displacement modifier we have added in the beginning. So paste it. Now it's all good, and yeah, now we can start to paint. So there is a problem. We can see that 2 of the plants have inverted the z-axis, so we'll redo, and well, we can fix that. So we'll clear the randomizer. Let's select the plants, and let's go ahead and check the pivot points. So we have here the effect pivot. Go to front view. Oops. Okay, now you can see. Now this z-axis is looking quite good. That's good also. So don't ask me, I have no idea why this is not working, but we'll manage with that. So I'm going to choose the first one here, add selected, choose the ground element, and now we can start to paint, and it's looking good. So let's go ahead and maybe we can work on the scale, so make it a bit smaller. That's looking quite good. You know, to speed up the painting process, we can first, and also win some RAM, we can copy the plans and create V-Ray proxies, and all the rest we can display as boxes. But you have the good idea about the preview of the mesh, so we can convert this now into a table poly. That's good. And we can export the first EV. Call that EV1 or EVA, and we'll create automatically the mesh, and we can set it to preview as a box, and we'll do the same thing with this one. So that's EV2. Okay, and same thing about this one. That's EVB. Okay, now I will go back to the Advanced Painter script, add the selected element, and I can go back, reverse the normal because I see it's going in the wrong direction, and I can start to paint again. Now it's going really quick, so that's the idea. Now sometimes the Advanced Painter script, when you're gonna paint with the align to stroke direction, can produce some strange results like overscaled objects and stretched. And I have experienced this many times, but it's only 1 or 2 times when you start to paint. So after you've finished, you can just choose the invalid elements and delete them. Okay, looking good. Now in the next step, what we need to do is to create, maybe move a bit the wall. We need to create a lighting system. So we'll choose the V-Ray Sun. We'll create automatically the V-Ray Sky, which will be placed here under the environment. But we'll try to tweak a bit the settings, so we'll choose Adaptive DMC because we have a lot of small pieces, a lot of small EV elements here, so we will have better results with Adaptive DMC sampler and also faster rendering time. This time we'll choose the V-Ray Sync filter, and we'll choose the environment override. Now instance the sky here. Maybe we'll not see the sky basically here, so it's not important what we'll have here in the background. Even if I would choose black, it's going to not affect my lighting system because we have checked the GI environment skylight here. And we'll enable the irradiance, global illumination, and almost as usual we'll try to work with irradiance map and light cache. We'll choose low default settings here, we don't need a higher one, and maybe 600. Again, I remind you to set up a proper amount of the number of passes. You can check the number right here by choosing the task manager. So you see how many threads your CPU has, in fact, and then just type it in here, then you will have a good performance. We'll lift a bit the dynamic memory, maybe not so much, 800 maybe. We are working with a lot of small elements and with some proxies, so this could be good. Okay, and the color mapping. So we have 1.0 gamma. We are working in non-linear space, which means a lot of things, but also that when you will choose any color, from example from black to white, you have a linear transition. And that's because we perceive with our eye in a logarithmic way, and we are in non-linear space, so the gradient is perfectly linear. Hope that makes sense. If not, then we'll have some questions for the LWF tutorial section. That's good. Okay. So we are done here almost. Let's choose Reinhardt and keep the burn value a bit lower. That's good. That's good. And right now I'm gonna choose from the create panel. So we choose the AEC extended, and I choose a foliage, and a sort of a tree will be good. Maybe that one. That's American elm, and I will move that back only to have some extra shadows from behind the camera and the sun. And I'm gonna also enable from the render setup the frame buffer. That's good. And we need to add some extra stones and sort of a debris near to the wall. And even also maybe, you know what, I will copy the wall just like this and move the wall, this one, a bit behind. And that's looking good. So we'll have a curve. Maybe I'll copy the gizmo, convert the box into a table pole so it's not so wide. Okay. Good. Now I will isolate these two objects and I will just create from the standard primitives here a sphere, and we'll add an optimize modifier. And we'll tweak the face trash, for example, the edge trash, and we have a rough and very low polygonal stone, which will be quite good to spread it. Along the pavement, so small pieces, and maybe I will create one more. Add another optimize modifier. Yeah. That's looking good. And we'll add only a simple shader. So we have a V-Ray material. Let's make it almost black with small reflection. So that's some like coal. Okay, now they are quite big, but don't worry about that. Let's enable the advanced painter, clear, and I will set the scale to be very, very small, so like 0.1 to 0.2 maybe. And now we can start to paint. Quite big. Now into reverse. So, okay, I will make the align to stroke off. Yep, that's looking good. So we have a lot of those small pieces right here along the curb. And we can go also to the top view, select the curb, and paint, you know, just small pieces over the curb. By the way, you can use some particles to spread the curb and create a debris. Can also work. Okay. So we have pretty much all we need in the scene. So we can try to render out the first frame and we'll see what we need to tweak to make it look more interesting. We can maybe work a bit on the wall shader and create some cracks here on the ground floor, or maybe, I don't know, a hole to make it more visible. We'll go to that in a second. So I hit the render. Okay guys, we have here the first result and we see it's way too bright, so we can do a couple of things, but I think the most easy one will be to choose the camera and change the exposure, so we'll increase the shutter speed, so maybe 280, and we'll hit render again. Now we see the exposure has improved a lot, but still we have some burnt out areas. We can tweak the settings here in the V-Ray frame buffer just for the preview. Now that's looking quite nice. But we could use some more Eevee. You can see that those small Eevees are looking good, but I don't really like those big ones, so I think I'm gonna delete those. These were the ones we did in geometry, so I will select them here from the list. And delete them. And once again I will choose Advanced Painter Script, clear, add selected, and now I'll do the hard work and start to paint. Just pay attention to now to change the scale. We had 0.1, 0.1, now we choose the scale model, so we can choose 1 to 1 or 1 to 1.5 for example, and now we can start to paint again. Now that's hard work. Now you gotta be quick. Go, go, go. Okay, I think we got enough of the Eevee here, so we'll stop with this, and maybe we'll do some different. I will isolate my wall object. We'll copy the gizmo here, and I will convert into a table point the whole wall. I will use quick slice now to cut the wall. Oh, that's quite good. Okay, that's good. And I will choose two edges here. I will choose connect. And we'll create a sort of a extruded element in the wall. That's okay, we can delete those two polygons which are overlapping. Right, let's paste gizmo here. Good. And what I'm going to do now, I will tweak a bit the shader. So we have here just a texture. I will copy the texture, and what I'm going to do is I will create a V-Ray dirt material. So let's choose V-Ray dirt. I will keep the map, and we have the map here as a radius, so maybe not this time, and I will paste the map right here in occluded color and unoccluded. Unoccluded, that means that's the one which is not affected by the dirt, and occluded, that's going to be the dirt. So I will choose the color correction plugin. I will keep the bitmap, and I will go down a bit with the brightness, so that's what's gonna happen. Same, so we can control the brightness here. So I go down a bit, and now let's change the display mode, and I will invert node mouse. Now we can see when I will increase the radius, now we see how it's going to be affected. Now what we also can do is we can change the bias. So basically we will force the dirt to appear in a specific direction. This time we want to have this in the Z direction, so let's say to maybe 1. Now you see we have affected only the top edge. And now let's render the frame, only our wall, and let's see how the dirt is looking. Not bad. I think we can increase the difference between the occluded and not occluded bitmap. So let's make it even dot cut, and I will raise up the radius to maybe 0.5. We can also take a helper, a tape, and we can check the distance. That's 1.18, so 1 meter will be good. And we have a strong dirt, and this should be working pretty cool. So let's render hopefully the final image. Okay guys, so that's the result. It's looking pretty good, but we have one issue we need to take care of, and that's the curb, which have been affected also with the dirt shader, and it's not so high, so we need to copy the shader and change the settings. So what I'm going to do is I will copy the whole material, and I will call that yeah, solid glass, good name, concrete 2, and we'll just go ahead, change the radius of the dirt maybe to 0.05. We also need the bias to be so strong, and I think I will change a bit the occluded color so it's not so dark, and I think we are pretty much done here. What we could do basically is to add more EV, and also you can play with EV generator to put some EVs on the wall. You know, this can be a lot of fun here, especially while creating the bushes, but you get, I hope, the basically idea about simple but yet efficient plant creation, which can enrich the architecture scenes and bring in a quick and efficient way the renderings to a different level, and you know, you can play around with the client to say how many time you have spent to do that and how impressive this can be for your friends, for example. I don't know. So I'm talking here some BS, and in the meantime we can render the final frame. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay guys, and we are back. This rendering took 52 seconds. Not bad looking. I think also some easy way to add details to the scene, and I hope this will be anyway helpful. So I see you in the next sections, and enjoy the stay. Bye bye.